In the late 1960s, Terrie and her twin sister, Jennie, were early Doublemint twins. In 1968, they toured Vietnam and the USO. In Hollywood, Terrie performed at the Comedy Store and Improv before working at Disney Studios and Universal Studios and becoming a producer, screenwriter, and New York Times bestselling author. Terrie is presently a member of the Recording Academy, Grammys, and Producers Guild of America, where she served 2 terms on the board of directors. Her tireless efforts on behalf of servicemen and veterans continues to this day as an associate member of the Marine Corps team, Surrender Protection Goal 37.
In 1968, was the year of the 10th offensive in Vietnam, and we auditioned for the USO and found ourselves in Vietnam a few weeks later. For Jennie and I, who grew up in the inner city of Chicago, this was a life-altering experience. Our troupe consisted of Joey Bishop of the Rat Pack, Timmy Hedgen of the Birds, Sarah Sue from the Gaslight Club, and Tony Diamond, a comedian. We didn't need electricity, so that set our troupe apart from the Bob Hope Show. They would drop us off in the movies to perform for the servicemen who would wait in the hot sun for hours to have a little taste of home. One night, I recall we were sleeping in our tents, and we were rousted up because VC had been spotted in the area. We rushed to the helicopters, they popped up the windows, and they actually shot out into the night sky as these wonderful, brave soldiers shepherded us home to Saigon. And I wonder today how many of them actually made it out of Vietnam. There were 58,000 deaths in that one war alone, 300,000 casualties. Another experience I remember is being in a hospital where there was a man by the name of Sheldon Bishop, and his face had been blown off. He reached out and held our hands. He was so grateful that we were there. It was a very emotional experience. We ended up returning to Hawaii, where we entertained both our and our troops. From there, we performed at the Comedy Store in Hollywood, where 2 unknown comedians, David Letterman and Jay Leno, introduced us every night, and they were making $25 a night to introduce people. We actually helped David Letterman get his first job writing for The Tonight Show because years later, Joey Bishop, who we were with in Vietnam, was looking for a writer to run for him as he substitute hosted for Johnny Carson on The Tonight Show, and we recommended David Letterman. And I wrote about that in a book that I compiled called Tales from the Casting Couch. I ended up going to Hong Kong, where I learned Cantonese at the University of Hong Kong. After Hong Kong, I returned to California, where I worked at Disney Studios, Universal Studios, and I wrote screenplays, produced TV, and as Sue mentioned, I was on the board of directors of the Producers Guild of America. I also worked at Dove Books on an O.J. Simpson book called Nicole Brown Simpson, Private Diary of a Life Interrupted. And I was in hiding in Stowe, Vermont with Mike Walker of the National Enquirer. As a result of that book and some fortuitous turns in my life, we had a book on the New York Times bestseller list, and it sold over 450,000 copies. My twin sister Jennie moved here from Hawaii, and she bought a home in the village of Oak Creek, and I followed her here. In recent years, my background in the military has given me a deep appreciation for men and women who serve for our country. And so I joined the Sedona Marine Corps League. Last year was an unbelievable year in my life. I was awarded the President's Award for Excellence in Arts from the Vietnam Veterans of America. They are 75,000 strong. And that award previously went to Raquel Welch, Vicky Carr, Nancy Sinatra, Johnny Rivers, and Bob Hope. And even more exciting than that, I was inducted as the Honorary Commander of the 944th Aeromedical Staging Squadron at Luke Air Force Base.
And what do they do? Tell me, Commander.
I should ask. The 944th is a reserve medical squadron that cares for sick and wounded soldiers globally and moves them through the aeromedical evacuation system to a higher echelon of care during contingency operations. And presently, I am on the committee, very proudly, of the Rotary Valley Military Service Park. They are putting together this park in Cottonwood. Dave Howard, Luke Septon are on the committee. And they are doing an amazing job of having a military service park, as we have a military service park here that was shepherded by Ernster and the Rob Adams and the Marine Corps League, the Sedona 30, and we did a wonderful job on that. And actually, I have to say that thank you to Tim Ernster. Tim Ernster started the Welcome Home Vietnam Veterans Day here in Sedona, and that kicked off a tradition. After that, we went to Conway, then to Camp Verde, then to Clarkdale, and Edward Zemeckis is now in charge, and it's going to be here next year in Sedona again. So thank you, Tim Ernster. Right now, the interest is in writing music, and Fred and I wrote a song called Sedona, Your Heart Is Mine. And if you get on our website, Sedona 7 Arches Live, and I have cards, if you would like a card, it's really great. And it actually is up for a Grammy right now as we speak. We'll know in December how we did.
Congratulations.
Oh, also, I live in the House of 7 Arches, and that is at the Oak Creek Bridge, right across from Talakapaki, and I have an international bird camera on building. So, if you want to send this link to your friends all around the world, it is an international camera, and I welcome you to tune in and see it. Thank you. And Fred and I also started the Blue Lights for Police program. And that is where we encourage everyone to please put a blue light on your porch to show your support for Chief Orcoda and the men who really put in 12-hour shifts to keep us safe. And let me tell you, they do an amazing job. Last, I would like to thank all of you for your service to Sedona and all of the wonderful selfless things that you do. And I was so impressed with your singing, Service Above Self. That is something we should all live by, and I applaud you. Do we have any questions?